everybody? This is Thethrell on League of Angels. Wanted to cover a few new things, just real small stuff, so this should be a fairly quick video. We had an update today, and any of you that that play this game know when you get an update, you get this new thing they started a few months ago, new bonuses. It tells you the update content. Nothing real drastic, but just some things that I found were a little bit interesting. Skill in the child system, they finally unlocked that. You can upgrade the skills of your children. I'll go cover that. Library, come and explore the library for blah 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 blah. And rename your baby. You can rename your baby freely, finally, yes. And new item, crit damage gem. I know my girlfriend had a little trouble understanding that, but she said, but they already had crit gems. Well, what a crit damage gem does is when you get a crit hit, it increases the damage done on that crit. So that is kind of a big thing, especially for some of your heroes that you base that you want to do, that you base a lot of your crit damage on. You could be looking at a lot of extra damage if you start working on these things. I don't know whether I'll bother. For any of you that know, I log on here, do my basic stuff, and one or two other things, but I'm not real huge on this game anymore. I'm keeping up with everything and keeping up with my daily stuff just to keep you guys up to date, but I'm really kind of burned out of this game. There's just nothing interesting about it for me. But anyway, let's move on to this stuff. So all of this stuff is in the Homestead. So we'll go ahead and go over to our Homestead. While I'm doing this, one small little tip I can give from a mistake I made. When you guys are synthing stuff for your Homestead, save your resources. Only synth once you can get these red items. As you can see how it says Blue Crystal Tower in red? That means it's the highest, the strongest item that you can get for the 1x1 spots. Here's the 2x2 spots. Either the rockery or the coral are red, and then of course your angel, if you can try to go for that red angel, makes a big difference. But what I started out doing, and now, which is why I have a lot of this crap, is I just synthed everything I possibly could. Ended up with a lot of this stuff. You see, this is green, this stuff is all blue, these are orange, no, purple, and then I got these couple things which are orange. So the reason I have mine set up kind of retarded like right now is that we don't have enough space to neatly organize everything like we all thought we were going to. They condensed us to this tiny little spot. But since I bought all of these extra things, these lower level things, I'm only buying stuff now that's red. So I pushed all my stuff that's red to the back and then slowly organized it in color. That way, as I replace it, I can get rid of the stuff in the front. Blah blah blah. That's not that big a deal, but just a recommendation to you guys: only buy stuff if you can get the red items. Sometimes it takes a few days to save up. What I would personally recommend is, since they're the easiest to get, start out getting all the 1x1 items that you can, and then start working on the 2x2s. And also you can have 50 of these 1x1s, so it'll take you a while to work on that. But anyway, let's move on. So for our child, as you can see, you can rename it now. It's not called BB. Not going to change it a second time, but you guys can figure that kind of stuff out. Now, as you can see, also the this tab is lit up, which means you can click on that one. This one you can click on as well, but obviously there's nothing there. And now you've got these skills, which these add skills to, as you can see, add skills to your party. And you guys can go through this stuff yourself, but different ones add different skills. There's not really a skill as in a fighting skill or something like that, but this adds HP, this adds attack, defense, so on and so forth. Different skills add different things. Now, how to actually unlock these things, you can see I've got a bunch of them unlocked already, but if we go ahead and click on that, you need these 3 items. First of all, you need one of these level 1 scrolls, fragments, this magic dust, and parchment. Now all of them need the magic dust and the parchment, and just the individual fragments. You can see defense shield fragment 1-1. I'll get into that a little bit more in just a minute, but let's go to the hit one. You can see it's got precise shot, so hit fragment 1-1. Same thing, magic dust and parchment. Now, as you can see, I've got some of them level 1 already, and I've actually got stuff to do some of them level 2, but as you can see, all skill books have to reach level 1 to be able to upgrade to level 2. So just sit there. What you want to do is work on all of these, getting these all to level 1. Once you do, there's also this nice little bonus over here. I'm not sure if you can read that on the screen or not. It says upgrade requirement, all skill books reach level 1. So once I have all of these at level 1, my entire party gets an increase in attack and defense by 2%. And then once you get to level 2, it goes up to 3%, so on and so forth. Don't need to read all that. Each child has 12 skills, upgrading different skills, blah 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 stats. All skills need to reach same level before upgrading the next level. Covered that. Upgrade skills to activate child Halo skill. Halo skill level takes the lowest level of all skills. Just figure that out on your own. Since I don't have them all activated, don't really know what exactly that's going to do. But from what I understand, there's something to do with the children in battle now. I don't think the child will actually go into battle, but maybe something on the fight screen that shows you what the bonuses are that you're getting. So anyway, all right, now that you've seen what exactly these things do and how to upgrade them, let's go look at where you upgrade them. That's where you look at your warehouse here. And a warehouse opens up the thing that they called the library. I'm not sure why it's called warehouse here, library here. But anyway, when you open it up, it's going to look like this. And you're going to click, only this one will be unlocked. You're going to click on this one, and this is what they'll look like. The second and third ones will look like. I've got them unlocked right now. I'll explain how to do that in a minute. But you click on your first one, and this is what it will look like, except there will be a little question mark or something here. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. Yeah, there, that's what it will look like. When you click that for the first time, this is what it will look like. You don't have a boss, but it tells you what you need to do to unlock that boss, and I'll explain that in just a moment. But don't need to cover that yet. So what you've got here is you've got a library. Recommended battle rating of 100,000. I think most people at this point have reached that, and it goes up depending on the layer. You want to look at the rewards. Well, here's where you get these things. You get a little bit of gold, a little bit of XP, and then here's the fragments that you need. So the way this works is you're not actually going to do anything. You want to log into the game and do this as soon as you possibly can, because it's kind of a timed event, meaning that the more time goes by, the more free stuff you get. Now, your warehouse will only start out with, I believe, 4 pages, so you're very limited on how many items. As it's sitting here exploring, you'll see an item go into here, and then later on into the second slot, and so on and so forth. It will keep collecting until your warehouse is full, or until you come back and hit collect. If you have diamonds to use, this is a good place to use them. You can go ahead and hit expand. That just makes the amount of space you have in your warehouse larger, and so you don't have to keep checking it quite as often. But as you sit here exploring, here where it says exploration events, just little things will happen. It'll say you couldn't find a clue and you bumped into a book and boom, you found something. Yeah, little silly stuff like that. You don't actually have to do anything. You can actually leave here. You can leave here. When you go back in, it'll still be going on. If you I left earlier to do something, and my internet blinked, so I was booted out of the game. When I came back, I logged in and turned the game back on, and this exploration was still going. So it seems like it will keep running as long as you have it running, but the moment you hit collect, it stops. Well, I don't have anything to collect, so I can't, but once you collect your stuff in here, it will stop until you start it again. So you want to keep this thing running as long as you can. Keep building up those rewards. Now, the way to move on and unlock the second, third, so on layers is you have to beat this boss. And while you're sitting here exploring, you know, occasionally your guy will come across something to fight. If he wins that fight, boom, you just won 1 out of 20 fights. As it goes on, I think it took for this one and for the second one, I think it took me about 2 hours of this exploring. I came back after a couple hours and boom, I had 20. And as long as you win the fights, which it only takes 100,000 VR, so I would think most people would be able to win those fights easily and keep up that win rate of 95% or higher. Then you'll see that this boss is unlocked, and there will be a button over here to attack that boss. And then once you beat the boss, it gives you a reward, and it unlocks the next level. So as you can see here, now I've just started exploring in the third one. The boss is not unlocked yet, but once it hits 20, a little thing over here where I can attempt to attack it. However, you can sit here and do this, and every couple hours unlock a new one. But if you look at the rewards of this one, Fragment 3-1, and since you can't advance your skills until you have all level 1s, what I would recommend is when you can, as you're on this level 1, just leave it on there as long as you can, and once this unlocks, go ahead and kill the guy, but then just keep staying on here until you're able to unlock all the skills. I kind of, just in trying to figure this thing out, I was like, okay, I need to unlock all of these things as fast as I can. Well, it doesn't really do you any good because you can't use any of the stuff from later on. May as well just stay in level 1 as long as you can until you unlock all of those skills, and then go ahead and move on to level 2, start unlocking your level 2 skills. There's no point in sitting here unlocking all of these things right away because you just can't use it anyway. So yeah, sit here, just let this thing run a couple hours, go do other stuff in the game, or go eat lunch, or go wash your laundry, whatever you guys do in real life, and come back after a couple hours, kill the boss, and then just let it keep sitting here and keep upgrading your skills as you get them. And yeah, that's that. It's pretty simple. Pretty straightforward, but I just wanted to give you guys a few tips on this homestead and this library, just so you don't make some of the simple little mistakes that I've made. I think that covers all of that stuff. You can see how many, there's 10 layers altogether. So those skills, as of right now, seem to go up to 10. Shield fragment 10-2. So we'll see. We'll get to that at a much later time. Anyway, I hope I was able to answer any questions you guys had. If you have any questions for me, you can find me on Facebook. Just do a search for Thethrell, or message me on YouTube, and I'll do my best to get you an answer. Thank you, guys. Bye.